Okay, so I just want to start with a revision of what we've done so far. So the first chapter we were covering in this particular content is looking at information systems in companies today and how these systems are affecting companies. And then we go on to talk about complementary assets, which I will do in another recording for you. Okay, so basically we started first of all talking about IT, information technology, and then we looked at the differences between this and information systems, and we said information systems was much more complex because yes, it involved technology, but you looked at how technology is affecting a business. So you're looking at it from a technology and a business perspective. So we went on then to do a Mentimeter session where he typed up typical technologies, and then I went on the board and we looked at new technologies that are available today: sensors, RFID, near frequency communication, robotics, data analytics, and a number of other technologies that are available today. So this was just an example of a song on Spotify where you could scan the Spotify code and it would bring up the song on a particular biscuit, as it was. And this video I showed you was a robot which was serving a meal in a Chinese restaurant. So again, just bringing up that these companies, a lot of companies now are using technologies that they never used before. So we said information systems, what they do is they collect information and they distribute that information out to the organisation. We then went on to talk about the four industrial revolutions that have happened. The Industry 1, which was back in the 1700s, which was really around steam, and there was no electricity at the time, so it was using steam and fire in order to drive machines or drive processes. Industry 2 in the 1870s was when we started looking at assembly lines and the introduction of electricity as a source of energy. Industry 3 in 1969 onwards was there for looking at automation and computers and electronics. And Industry 4, we said, was the current industry, which is all about cyber physical systems, the Internet of Things and networks. And you needed to know the four of those for the MCQ. And we went through each of those. So we then went on to say that a digital footprint in Industry 3, digital footprint was very small, whereas now in Industry 4, the digital footprint is huge. And so much so that companies that are not digital companies now have a massive digital footprint. So we looked at an example of a case study, and the example we looked at was Kroger. And we talked about Kroger, what they developed. So they developed the sensors, QVision, the ClickList, online ordering, the temperature sensors, and the mobile shopping app, which has been downloaded 9 million times. And I suppose it's just an example of a grocery company which is using IT to increase its value and its revenue, and it really shows, the potential for technology to improve the customer experience. We then went on to look at the three dimensions of an information system. So we said when you introduce technology into an organisation, which is fine, the organisation has to change, the jobs have to change, how you do things have to change, and likewise management have to change as well, because they have to decide what they're going to invest in and what they're not going to invest in, etc. So we said every company has challenges, and on the back of the challenges, you then use information systems like these in the example of Kroger to help you with this. So this was a video that I showed you talking about the jobs and how now in Kroger and in companies like Kroger, because there's such a big, huge digital footprint, now the jobs have changed completely. So this was an example of a print back in 2019, Kroger and Microsoft new smart grocery partnership. So here I was talking about the fact that a lot of companies, while they have a digital footprint, they might not have the data centres or the expertise to run these digital centres. So what they do is they team up with one of the big cloud providers, in this case Microsoft with Kroger, to release new new information systems into the organisation. So this is another update here. See, people will always eat, but the way we'll eat will always change. And in 2020, Kroger opens Digital Innovation Hub. Now, again, pointing out this is a supermarket opening a digital information hub, and this is another extract. Kroger aims to double digital sales by the end of 2023. So again, just showing you an example of a supermarket which is using information systems in a big way, and you need to see that, and you need to look at the case study. So we call these the 3 dimensions of information systems, and these are some of the jobs.
In retail technology.
You really get a chance to work on cool stuff, things like ClickList, where we are really revolutionizing the way we do business and the way people shop.
At the end of the day, it's always about our customers.
We face something different every day, whether it's a technical issue or something else that we get to dive into and work on as either individuals or a team. It's never the same thing. And it's a great level of satisfaction to walk into a store and to look up and see something that I actually had a hand in helping to design.
One of the cool things about working for Kroger Technology is they allow you to bring your own personal brand. They encourage you to be unique, to do your job.
We embrace really the collaborative feel. We have a lot of people that work together throughout the entire company.
There is so much opportunity within this company.
I've moved up 2-3 positions in a year, and it's given me such a confidence boost. It's given me so many opportunities to just expand my career beyond what I ever thought I was even going to be able to do.
One of the greatest events that we hold here every year is the Technology Expo.
It was a big showcase where we had all the technology teams and all the new stuff that they're working on. Kroger partners with the Giving Fields. They plant food and they give them back to the less fortunate for like the food store and things like that.
I wake up every single day excited to come here to work, to learn something new, and I really wouldn't see any other place I'd rather be.
Okay, so I suppose just again showing you that example and the jobs that I suppose the reason I played that video again is to show you the type of jobs that are being created in companies such as Kroger. So then we went on to look at some statistics, and we talked about the fact that 86% of the world's population owns a mobile phone. In the Google Play Store, there's 2.87 million apps, whereas in the Apple Play Store, 3.59. And we talked about the fact that Meta, which is WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram and Messenger, reports 2.93 billion people use one of their platforms every day. And Google is searched 99,000 searches every single second. So that just gives you an idea, again, of the technology that's out there. We also touched on the fact that mobile phones are now on the increase in Ireland as well, especially in the over 55s. So then we looked at the different sectors that are affected by information systems. And again, pretty much all of these, the courier, the music, voice activation, shopping, advertising, and even ourselves and how we interact with people. So now we have a mobile digital platform where banking, we don't go into the bank anymore, we shop online. We have systems to improve the experience. So we looked at the Kendall system and the Canvas system for the chat rooms. We now have newspapers online. We have Facebook and Google and Amazon advertising. And we have a whole new set of regulations now which companies had to adhere to under GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation. Okay, we then went on to talk about technology. Again, the 3 dimensions of information systems, and technology being one. So you need to know in the technology space, you're looking at cloud computing, you're looking at big data and the Internet of Things, and you're looking at, again, your mobile digital platform. So they're all features of the technology dimension. In the management dimension, we have virtual meetings where people don't have to go to meetings anymore. They use video conferencing and web conferencing, and obviously Teams and Zoom and all this stuff to meet. Companies are using business intelligence, management are using business intelligence, taking all the data that's produced in the technology and from that getting information out of this. And in the management area, we talked about the fact that now companies are looking at online collaboration using social networking software and like Google Drive and Microsoft SharePoint. And again, in class, I showed you the WorkVivo. So in organisations, we have telecommunication, teleworking, where people can now work from home. You have companies using Facebook for business and corporate tools in order to communicate. And you have a shift away from products to solutions for co-creation of business value. So you need to know what sits in each of these sections, and what, because in the MCQ we can say which of the following is not a feature, for example, of the technology dimension. Cloud computing, big data, teleworking, and digital data platform, where obviously the teleworking belongs in the organisation space. So we finished here the last day talking about a fully digital firm. Okay, so we said all the relationships are enabled digitally, all the processes are carried out digitally, people are managed digitally with systems like Core, which is a HR system, Aggresso, which is an account system. They can respond much more rapidly to their environment. There's much more flexibility, and because of the fact that you have all these systems available 24/7, you can pretty much have access to these systems 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as opposed to the traditional 9 to 5 systems. So that's as far as we got. Okay, so I'm going to now do a new recording covering the rest of the stuff that's in this chapter, which you need to know for the MCQ.